Hello. Hi, Dr. Sean.
Yeah, hey, Sarah, I guess you can hear me okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, well, welcome once again, and it's good to see you again. Glad you're smiling. It looks like to be doing well. Remind me, I know I can't remember if you were in Qatar or where were you located again? Remind me, or in
I
Saudi, I can't.
right. I lived in Kuwait. Now I moved to Florida permanently.
Oh, you live in Kuwait, now you're in Florida. Okay, well, that's a big
Yes.
change. But what prompted the move from the Middle East to Florida?
I had my parents been here for 2 years, so I was like, I think it's time to change. It's time to come to the States.
Oh, very nice. So how are you liking it here, and how are you liking Florida?
I love Florida. Sun is shining every day. We have absolutely no winter. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a neat place. We're going to be back there in April. We were there a couple. I was just there about 3 4 weeks ago in the Tampa part. What area of Florida are you in, if you don't mind?
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville. I don't know if Brett is here today. Brett lives in Jacksonville. I'm not sure if he's in the meeting right now, but he's usually here. He's one of our regulars, and he goes by the name of the Thankful Carnivore. And he is a Jacksonville guy. So there's maybe it's kind of neat that you have. Um, Connection in there. Well, just for the sake of the folks that have not seen you before or seen your previous interviews, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. My name is Sara. I am a mindset and fitness coach, and I've been carnivore for, I believe, when was your interview with Joe Rogan?
It was actually December 7th, 2017. And the reason I remember the date because it was Pearl Harbor Day. It was kind of a funny story. I was asking, he gave me a couple of dates, and I said, hey, let's do it on Pearl Harbor Day. And it was kind of funny. He didn't snap to it was being Pearl Harbor Day. I guess maybe people don't remember the dates, but it's supposed to be a date that lives in infamy, according to FDR at the time. So anyway, yeah. So it was about. I guess it's now been a little over 4 years.
Yes, I bet it was like, yeah, I started being carnivore around 2017, the end of it, early 2018. And I'm a mother of four. What else is there about me? I enjoy eating meat still, and I'm meat based. I think that was the best gift I ever had for my health and my life. Transformed my health and my mindset.
I didn't realize you were the mother of four. Well, that's awesome. How old are your kiddos?
I have 11, I have 9, and I have twins. That's 6.
Okay, so I also have four. They're 15, 13, 11, and 9. So right now they're perfectly spaced 2 years apart. And then February, they'll get off. My next one's birthday is in February. So, well, awesome. Well, tell us a little bit. So did you grow up in Kuwait? Is that is that where you basically was born and grew up there
Yes,
mostly?
yes.
And you lived there your entire life until now?
Almost. I've been in and out, to come to the States often and going there, changing my mind about staying in the States, go back to Kuwait, and now it's like, I'm here.
What was it? I mean, I've never been to Kuwait. I even in the military. I mean, a lot of people went to spend time in Kuwait, or either for stopping over or were there temporarily. What is it? What are the biggest differences you've seen between Kuwait and the United States since you've been in both places now?
Oh, health-wise, culture-wise, I think health-wise.
Well, whatever sticks out to you, both would be fine. But
Okay, yeah,
whatever you notice.
definitely. I would focus on the health and mentality when it comes to this. So in Kuwait, I believe like we still have that cultural base where people still enjoy home cooking as a as a military part of their life. Like they love cooking at home. I feel over here people do I don't know if this is my perception or it's what's happening. They love eating from outside often. Like I would say the fast food category is super high here. I'm not also sure if I'm focused in health. I'm just seeing a lot of people over here since I've been here overweight. I think in Kuwait there is overweight category, but I wouldn't say as much as I pass by people here. Health-wise, I would say in Kuwait, they do enjoy home cooking. We don't have much of entertainment facilities except gyms and coffee shops. So I think people are working out a lot, but not always giving them that result that we expect, because the diet plan is not something people would always consider once they are jumping into being healthy. In here, as I said, I see a lot of fast food everywhere and sugar everywhere.
Well, I don't think you're imagining it. I think all of us are aware of that. And yes, I mean, we are an incredibly obese nation right now. And it's just, it's unfortunately, it's only getting worse. Despite all the technology, all the spending, all the trillions of dollars we spend on healthcare annually here, we just seem to be getting worse and worse. I think it's pretty obvious what the cause is, and people aren't willing to address that, unfortunately. Do you find so? One of the things I've met, with the cooking, I mean, you see, like, you kind of maybe what we're seeing maybe in Kuwait, the families stay together a little more. It's not as big of a country, so you can't spread out as much, but often in the United States, I mean, we're seeing the sort of the multi-generational family unit no longer exists. It's very rare. Like I see in some cultures where grandma still lives in the home and the kids, and you've got 3 generations under one roof. And that largely, in this country, at least for many of us, I think about it, my mom's in Houston, Texas, my sister's in Texas, I'm here. It's a very fragmented sort of situation, whereas before, it might be the whole family. I imagine, there's music playing, everybody's in the kitchen cooking, you're kind of making it a real interesting event. Now it's like, hey, let's go to McDonald's and grab something real quick and then go crash on the couch and watch a TV show, which, is what a lot of us have kind of devolved to. Tell me about what was your, I mean, you said you started doing a carnivore diet, maybe after seeing me on Rogan's podcast, but what was it? What was the impetus? I mean, a lot of people saw that and didn't go carnivore. This guy's a stupid quack, nutty guy, and why would I want to do that? But what made you? I mean, were you suffering some sort of health issues that said, I need to change something? What made you adopt that?
A very good question. So everything seemed healthy that I've experienced, and I love being healthy and feel my best. Didn't work. I got adrenaline fatigue from being, I would say, plant-based. I used to work out all the time, but I would never feel healthy. I feel drained. And as soon as I got, like your interview, and I seen it, and I was like, that makes great sense. Like we are made of protein and amino acids and collagen. And I think there is great thing we are neglecting in our diet. And it seems like the way we approaching health could shift by just experiencing this. And I remember in the beginning, I annoyed you with so many emails because I was experiencing a lot of things. And I was like, it's just that shift that your body do from neglecting it for so many years and doing something totally wrong to do something totally right. It does take a little bit of phase of patience to understand what your body's going through, but then it becomes a lifestyle, and it's no longer a thing that you do to be healthy. It's just what you are doing because this is the only thing that really works and it feels good. Speaking about in here, I feel like people are too busy, and that's why they approach junk food or fast food. But once you're carnivore, I've been very busy since I've been here, moving from Kuwait to here with the kids and the house and etc. But it didn't change my mindset to go to a fast food because I'm busy. it didn't make me think, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stop by McDonald's and get a meal because I'm busy. It didn't cross my mind once. I found alternative options as being carnivore and fast food category, like Walmart roasted chicken. This was like my main fast food, I would say. It's amazing. And it just your mentality, your mindset would never change. You would never go like, let me have a quick chocolate bar from the ones you see as you're passing by the cashier in Walmart or Publix or Targets, and they are in your face everywhere you go. The chocolate bars and the Pepsi and the sodas, like in your face. But again, carnivore, in my perception, I don't think it only changes your body. I think it changes your discipline state, your mindset, the way you see yourself. Absolutely different than so many people nowadays in how they take care of themselves, and they carry their self-care in terms of lifestyle. I think it's beyond health. It's beyond body and beyond the way you shape and beyond it's mind. It has a lot of changes internally too. Yeah, in the way you carry yourself.
When you mentioned, going to the different stores, Target, Publix, whatever. Do you ever get in there and just want to go up to somebody and just shake them and say, "What the hell are you doing?" Sometimes, obviously I would never do that, but I just sit there in my mind. I'm just looking at somebody going, you can just tell they're obviously just destroying their health, and it's just like you look in their shopping cart and you're just kind of like, it's just crazy.
I totally feel personally empowered as I'm in the States now to be part of increasing health awareness. I feel the best way to deal with those people, because listen, when I see people like this, the state of self-neglect that they have is way more far beyond stopping them and giving them any sort of attention toward their cart and how it looks like. They are very zombie toward their lifestyle. They are programmed too far enough to that they need a real base step-by-step program of self-awareness to get them to understand what they are doing. I believe it should start from schools, healthcare centers, speaking people that are sick, because the base of their sickness is coming from neglecting lifestyle, food. Everyone is walking with soda in their hands, and it seems like it's the new coffee kind of thing. There's a lot of things that I know, like if we start with as in like health awareness campaign for schools, especially schools, universities, big corporations that not related to food, and start to speak about the awareness of increasing meat-based into their lifestyle, and how much it will increase their state of awareness, their state of focus, their state of better sleep, and how much this changes other sides of their life. I'm positive this will create a change. I'm certain, I'm sure. Yeah.
Since you've, like I said, when you go on a carnivore diet, obviously you're stepping out of you're kind of stepping into a place that many people don't understand. They think is not in your best interest. Have you had a lot of, with your family, being in Kuwait? I'm sure that's something that's totally unusual. Did you get a lot of people concerned about that? Or, they're saying that you're going to just basically drop dead of a heart attack in 2 years, or any of that stuff go your way?
Oh yeah, of course. Family-wise, I had my mom. She was totally against the idea of being a whole meat person, and she was thinking this is crazy. It causes bone problems. I don't like her mind had a great belief that is vegetables are very important to us. But as I'm growing younger and she's growing younger too, we could always compare, like, the health in this side, like how I'm how I'm growing and how she is growing. And I think my mom and my father now start to appreciate the whole idea behind meat. I wouldn't say they cut off totally, because they are really matter to me. My parents are like very important to me. And when I see like they're not totally cutting out vegetables, but they are increasing meat, I would say chicken, I would say steak, eggs, I think they feel more energy. And I'm positive they do, little by little. But yeah, my mom was totally against it, but it didn't really matter to me, because I'm feeling great. My clients though, they coming from a place where they have to have a snack. And the only problem I faced with them, I would say the snack part, because I wasn't sure what to add for them as a snack. But once I added intermittent fasting to them, and I told them, feel free to eat as much as you want during your protein meal until you're full. It won't affect your results that you want to achieve. I think intermittent fasting plus eating as much as you want remove the snack idea from their mind step by step. Little by little, yeah.
Yeah, and that is we've been conditioned to snack all the time, and even members of the sort of the diet, the registered dietitians encourage people to continually eat to kind of keep their blood sugar at a stable level, because you don't want your blood sugar dipping down, so you need to continually eat. And I think that advice has led to, has in large part led to our obesity epidemic, and the fact that when I remember when I was a child, when I came home from school at whatever 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was hungry. I mean, the answer my mother gave me says, "Well, wait, you're gonna have dinner at 6 o'clock, and just wait till then. You'll eat more dinner." And now I think the response is, "Well, here you go, honey, have a little, granola bar or some kind of whatever, even if they think it's a healthy snack." So we don't have this. No one wants to be hungry even for 15 minutes, it seems. And so I think that's something that, I came to realize, it's like, okay, well, I'll go out and play, and then I'll come back later and I'll be real hungry and food will taste better. The French have a saying that hunger is the best sauce. When you're hungry, the food tastes better. So that's one way to look at that. But so you said, you mentioned, you're doing health and then mindset, I believe is what the terminology
Mindset
is.
and
Let's talk a
fitness,
little
yes.
bit. Yeah, mindset and fitness. Let's talk about the mindset stuff. What do you mean by the mindset, and how do we impact that, and how do we, I guess, improve our mindset? And I'm going to step away. My dog pushed my door open. It's letting 30-degree air in the house. So you start talking, I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Sure. Okay, great. Yes. Hello, everybody. I just swiped the screen to see more people since Dr. ShawnBaker is out for a little bit. Okay. So mindset, I believe like everything in our life is based on mindset. It's not just, we can't just go change anything without understanding why do we feel we want certain thing, especially if it's something that hurt us. We're investing in poison when we go buy sugar or when we go buy fast food. What is behind this? Because this is a question that we have to ask ourselves, like what's behind the approach that we're making? It's not the good feeling. It's temporary, I think, numbness to serious self-neglect. Mindset is your way of shifting the way you approach something in order to change something that is causing you harm. So if I would go say, I'm buying this chocolate in my way out from Walmart or whatever grocery shop you're in, at this moment you have to ask yourself why. What's there for you to need this? And what habit did you develop to tell yourself, I'm buying poison. I'm investing in poison with my own money. I'm buying this. There is a lot going on inside your mind that is beyond this simple approach or simple moment of just screening this barcode in this bar and opening it and eating it. Even the people who are see, the people who are gonna suffer from situations like this, people who eat fast food, people who eat chocolate daily, people who drink soda nonstop and they always have it beside them in the car, I'm positive they don't practice any morning habits that center themselves. I'm positive they don't practice anything that works inside out in their life. I'm positive they are having a lot of problems in their life in general that reflects this kind of habits. Because usually people who are very aware of what they do, and they know this is poison, I'm not gonna touch it, regardless if they are meat-based or not. They are people who are, in the other hand, they have a lot of control and success in their lifestyle. Mindset is everything. You can't approach something totally take you towards self-neglect and make you suffer, make you ill, if you are not in a very weak state with your inner being. And this is what happened in COVID. If we want to highlight this real quick, I would love to tap into this. I think like people became subconsciously totally out of control. The government decided to freak them out with a disease that is very common, like flu, retitle it from flu to COVID, and social their life without communication, put them between themselves and themselves, where people fear the most to be, and decrease their state of immune system because of their habits already been for so many years now. They've been increasing the category of food that doesn't help us, that doesn't serve us. So people got stuck between four walls in a state of fear with weak immune system. And I believe the cases of death or the cases of extra illness came from a base of weak immune system, a base of program that we already had for so long. But I'm positive the people who bypassed the COVID with success, people who already been against the system from the beginning, working on themselves, knowing under any circumstance they will maintain positive mindset, good habits. Nothing could take them out of this. I don't know if I linked everything together right now. Well, I say this inside my head all the time. I don't know if I just expressed it right. I hope I was.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point you brought up about, this recent, the pandemic that we've all been living with for the last, 21 months or so now. You're right in that the sense that, when people are fearful and they're anxious, a lot of people eat for emotional reasons. I mean, that's part of the problem. I mean, most people aren't eating, many of their calories are not being eaten for purely nutritional reasons. It's a lot of hedonistic eating and, emotional eating. And so when you basically scare people, tell them that they're going to die, tell them to stay home, tell them not to go out, make them basically effectively tell them that it's scary to go to the grocery store, and now you need to order all your food out. That's a recipe for, a problem with health. And we already saw that, I think, and whether the statistic is right or not, I've seen that the average American gained something like 29 pounds. And the problem is, once you get into that sort of habit of eating junk food all the time and being sedentary, it's really difficult to extricate yourself from that. For so many people, it takes years to do that, or some people never do. And we just see them become, just chronically sick. And basically what we see everywhere when we go out. I mean, I see the results of, I see the 10, 20, 30, 40-year results of that. And it just, it's pretty easy to see where people are going to go, and it's completely an avoidable path. I mean, I just talked about, I kind of jokingly said we're going to devolve into two different species, and there's going to be a small percentage of people that get it and remain fit, healthy, and functional, and fully functioning human beings in the full sense of the word. And there's going to be others that kind of just have outsourced their humanity to technology. I mean, where it's just, I'm going to stare into VR glasses and eat the synthetic slop that they say is good for me, the fortified slop. and that's where we're headed. So let me ask you, so you said something about, morning rituals and these people that seem to struggle. How does that play a role in, like I said, I get up every morning, I get up, I do some sprinting on the bike, take the dogs for a walk, and that's consistently how I've been starting my day as of recent. I've always had different things I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing currently. But so how do you get people in the right mindset?
I start with basic step. Make your bed when you first get up. Make sure you have a step extra for your self-care other than just brushing your teeth when you step in front of the mirror. So that could be even moisturizing your lips or your face. Just give that attention to yourself first thing in the morning after you make your bed, just for self-care, just to remember how important you are. Smile at yourself at the mirror. I know those little things may sound silly for some, but they are really count. Like, give yourself that genuine smile. And I personally do this with extra things in between, but I can't say everything because that would sound like a whole lot to do. But you can start by add extra step beside brushing your teeth. Make your bed, play something in the background as you're doing all this meditation wise or positive affirmation first thing in the morning, so you have it played in the background over and over again. I believe this served me a lot. And you can, after this, while you're making your coffee, or I personally start with hot water and Himalayan salt first thing in the morning before I drink coffee. I would do my Himalayan salt, I would do my hot water, I would put cinnamon stick. This is unnecessarily for some, but you can start with Himalayan salt and warm water before coffee. And then I would write my gratitude journal. In this time frame that I'm highlighting, per se, it took 15 minutes, 20 minutes before I go run. I'm looking around my kids. I know at this moment my kids may be sleeping, maybe one of them is awake, but not like playing around. I know like I have this 15, 20, 30 minutes for me, run, take care of those 3 steps that I do, and then I will give my full undivided attention for another hour for my kids, preparing their breakfast, preparing the clothes that they maybe have to wear during this day, asking them to do certain things. But you become a very good multitasker, and with less stress, with all the noises that may arise around your head from, especially like having 4, it could get really loud, but you will find yourself in very calm state and very still place without being overwhelmed first thing in the morning. And then smart decisions comes. Am I gonna eat breakfast, eggs, and usually it has to be eggs, and hot dogs, or I'm gonna fast today? How does my body feel? I usually fast. I love fasting. I've been doing it forever, and I've been just shifting my hours of fasting. Sometimes if I serve at night, that means work. That means I will usually eat then in the evening, and I'll fast during the day. Or if I'm serving in the morning, then I will eat breakfast and then cut my hours of fasting during the nighttime. But fasting, I love fasting. I could promote fasting with carnivore diet like the rest of my life. I think fasting has great power in giving you clarity, in giving you the right signal of being hungry. I think it serves with anti-aging too. I read a lot about it, but I'm not very into sharing science behind it, but I think it has a lot to do with that too. And I love fasting. I love intermittent fasting. And then what's better than feeling hungry and eat steak or eggs, even anything that's available in front of me, meat category, I would eat it as much as I can. I love chicken, I love eggs, I love bacon, I love hot dogs, I love so many things. Where I love duck. I'm from Egypt originally, so we love ducks. So yeah, I love organs and I love bone broth. Since I've been here, I haven't had much of a chance to play with organs because I've been very busy. But I do love livers so much, and hearts, and and tongues. I know it sounds weird, but I do love organs a lot.
Yeah, and there's certainly a lot of people that certainly feel the way you do with that, and you know, and some of it has to do with culture and how you're used to it and stuff like that. So I think that's certainly fine to do. Do you find that, I mean, since you've moved to the U.S., and I don't know how long you've been here now, it's probably, you know, maybe, obviously not too long, but has it been easier to do a carnivore diet than it was in Kuwait, or about the same?
Easier. Yeah, you will find your way. I mean, as I said, when I'm in my busiest days, I bought the roasted chicken from Walmart. I don't know if anyone else know what I'm talking about. The chicken that's cooked at Walmart. I love how it's cooked. I eat it in my busy days. I mean, if we're talking about financial budget, it's $6, but you will never eat the whole chicken, or you can eat the whole chicken. But I mean, it's very good priced and it's very yummy and delicious. The size is perfect. Though the one Walmart near me makes it with butter. Like I can't go wrong with this chicken. I love this chicken so much. It's not hard at all being carnivore here. I think it's beautiful and easy. Actually, there's a lot of more organic stuff here meat wise than I had chance in Kuwait to see, like more variety of organic eggs, more variety of certain parts it's organic or grass-fed, I would say. I love it here. I love eating meat here more than there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think I saw somewhere that, you know, Costco, who sells these rotisserie style chickens, they actually sell it at a loss. And it's one of these sort of loss leaders where it brings people into the store and they got to walk, you know, all the way to the back of the store. And inevitably they buy, you know, 6 or 7 other items or whatever when they go in there. I mean, we all know that. We've all gone to the store for one item and then we end up walking out with whatever, 7 or 8 due to the marketing. I find I have a hard time if I'm sent to go to the store for whatever, you know, I need to go get some heavy cream for my girlfriend's coffee. I don't just go, I always find my way through the meat aisle. I'm always like walking through there, seeing what they have. And if there's a brisket or a couple of ribeyes on sale, I grab them. You know, I just feel having a fridge full of meat for me is a comfortable feeling, you know, knowing that you can, you know, you're not going to starve anytime in the near future. So interesting. Do you find that, so what are you finding is the biggest challenges for the clients you work with? Are you finding sugar addiction, carbohydrate addiction is the biggest issue? Whatever the challenges, how are you overcoming those?
Absolutely sugar. I would say chocolate category and everything fructosey like sugar. They love sugar, and I found this is addiction. It's that sneaky addiction. It's the most expensive addiction that we're facing and investing on. It's a drug addiction. It's a high level of addiction that destroying skin, health, everything. And it's addiction. So you treat it as an addiction. I go cold turkey with some that I feel they are strong and they showed some health attention that is very empowering to me, even as a coach from the beginning, to go like, we're gonna just cut it off. Let's look within 3 days, nothing, no sugar at all. And some I would have to cut it gradually because they will do it anyway. They will eat chocolate without telling me, or they will make that confession as we are talking. By the way, I did this and I ate that sugar. So sugar addiction is the worst. I would say they could cut rice, they could cut pasta, they could cut anything, bread, but when it comes to sweets, it's that you know, yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, human beings are a little bit hardwired to respond to, you know, sweets, and I think the original would have been, you know, fruit, which, you know, most human beings were exposed to, you know, throughout history, and so now, like I said, unfortunately, that sort of physiology has been hijacked by the food industry to put sugar in every single thing that exists. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
Bread has,
absolutely. Yogurt has sugar now. Honey, I was playing with honey and then I stopped because I did start to have sugar cravings from honey. And then I was like, something doesn't feel right. I'm just going to stop honey. And then I'm going to stop honey, everything stopped. But I'm not saying honey is bad for you, but I don't think honey is the wisest thing to do all the time. I would say certain times you could play with honey, but other than this, I wouldn't add it to my daily lifestyle ever again.
Yeah, I think there's obviously people that are advocates of, a certain amount of fruit and honey and other carbohydrates adding back in the diet. They feel it supports, thyroid function and the metabolism in general, provides for metabolic flexibility. And yet we're seeing people that attempt to do that and they end up actually in a very bad place in many cases. Some people are successful with it, but I just say, proceed with caution around those types of things, because I find it's interesting, Dr. Tro Kalasian, who, is one of the, I guess, people I would consider part of this community in a loose sense. He's very much pro carnivore, as an accepted diet. It's not what he practices himself, but he pointed out there's some interesting studies out there looking at some of these satiety hormones like cholecystokinin and some others. And what they saw was when they added carbs to either fat or protein, I think it was fat in the study I looked at, that the satiety hormones didn't work as well. And so we see that, sometimes, you eat your steak and eggs and you feel good, but then if you're, for some crazy reason, you say, oh, I'm going to have a little bit of fruit or a piece of chocolate, all of a sudden your appetite ramps back up, and then you start eating, in many cases, uncontrollably. And when you weren't going to do that without that carbohydrate in there. So it's interesting. So we talked about diet, we talked a little about mindset, I'm a big proponent, and I know I believe you are too, some strength training. I know you're doing some exercise and trying to get stronger. Is that something you sort of encourage people to do or assist with in your sort of practice?
Oh my God, absolutely. Like, first, the fitness in general, I would say do what you can do. If you never done the work, if you never worked out before, play with anything you're capable of taking that first step with, even if it was 10 minutes a day, even if it was just walking, get your body to move. Your body is the router to everything. So it's receptive more to approach better decisions once it's moving and feeling good. And you can get better feeling than when you exercise. I love body weight exercise. I love lifting, and I'm fascinated with anything sport wise. I definitely encourage everyone to find a way to add a workout routine. Now we can talk about online courses or online training. We can talk about YouTube channel training. We can talk about going to the gym and membership. 2022, everyone in carnivore community or outside that you want to invite in should talk about their fitness journey, because this is beyond, again, just I'm looking in a certain way. It's gonna increase your heart health. It's just gonna open your mind towards being inspired and motivated. Working out is out of subject. You have to work out. You have to find a way that you're gonna be commitment with certain routine and increase it later. But don't look at the big picture of working out when you see people doing something so big and be like, but I can't do this. But there is something you can do. I'm positive there's something you can do in terms of working out. There's somewhere you can start off with. And again, during COVID, the people who did manage to maintain their workout, it was a big challenge. Everyone start to do it from whatever they have, whatever space they got. And it was that big red flag that it's possible from anywhere. It's possible. You can work out with 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. Walking, you can start jogging, you can start crossfitting, you can start so many things. I would love to help people on this side, of course. Trust me, like once you start to take care of your body and do that workout, have eggs a day, eat a little bit of meat, your whole life will change. Not just your health, your whole life. your mindset, your energy, your decisions, your self-care, your everything will change. You will be very empowered. You will find yourself taking control on your life, and then look at outside world and be like, if they see me like this, people will just want to be like this because it feels good, and it's a lot of energy, and it's a lot of it's a lot of motivation, being an example of it, better than if you decided to look at the outside and be like, but everyone else is bad, everyone else is not working out, my mother is not, my father is not, my family is not. Divide yourself from everyone around you. Decide for yourself that you're going to do something for yourself this upcoming year that is going to be, no matter how long it will take from duration, morning habit, work out, and changing your food. As we are approaching here, meat, and you will never regret, but I don't like to use the word regret. I want to say you will always be more open to see improvements in your life from being meat based and working out and having a little bit of changes in your life. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things you mentioned, being empowered. And I see a lot of people that are disempowered due to their health and due to their reliance on, whether it's government, healthcare system. I mean, they're just kind of plugged into that and they can't get out of that, and they feel helpless. And a lot of times that produces fear and anxiety. Do you find that once you kind of improve your health and you get out of that system, does it change your overall perception of the world? And a lot of people, literally, they start to change their thoughts on a lot of things. Is that something you experience?
Absolutely. I feel we look at the big picture and we get overwhelmed. But if we make that picture small and we just look at ourselves, there is great control will increase. So we usually would look at our kids, or would look at our family, or we look at that big world picture and what's being out there that is very harmed or destroyed or not going well. And then we lose control on us, and we start to be like very scared and full of fear and worry and anxious. I would say switch off your TV, stop scrolling negative news, stop scrolling in general. Just follow the people that you decided to follow because you decided to follow them because their contents are good for you. But other than this, I don't see any point in social media of scrolling something you're not following, or something that is not going to add anything value or worthy to you except worry. I think you shut down those windows and do it now. Don't wait for the new year. Take decisions those decisions, actually, I believe they are very simple. They will take an action that is that sounds big, but once they're out of your life from today, they will not feel so big. They will feel actually they weren't even counted in your life as something matter. Switch off the news, take off the scrolling in social media, start by focusing on yourself. As I said, put a little bit of workout in your life, put a little bit of meat and high fat food. I will always say high fat food. Fat that comes from meat are the best fat. Cooking with ghee, or having a steak with fat, or adding cream to your milk or to your coffee. Just having fat in your life will also give your brain that boost of energy. And definitely morning routine. And before you go to bed, gratitude. Remember everything you changed today. Really, like, I think it's very simple. I think we make it complicated because we don't want to do it. We want someone else to do it with us so we can do it. But us alone taking that decisions, it sounds like very fearful place because it's only me and me. But once you develop those decisions without trying to convince someone else in the family, let's switch off the TV, and then someone else will say, but why? No, I won't keep the TV. And you go like, okay, then I'm not going to switch off the TV. They didn't want to switch off the TV. It's you taking that decision for you. Don't sit with them when they watch the news. Don't scroll in your phone that is in your hand. Take those decisions for you without waiting for more people to take it with you. And again, those are simple things. Those are not big. today, if you decided to do them, at the end of the day, you realize how simple this was and how uncounted it was in your life. And how much positive you become.
Yeah. So, it's kind of funny. I had talking about social media, and I'm guilty of sometimes scrolling through that stuff because I just kind of look for some of the ridiculous stuff to sort of, I guess, comment on. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But there was a gal who was talking about how her depression was coming back as she's sitting here crunching a bunch of carrots. And I just kind of said, well, maybe you should put the carrots down and start eating some steak. And, it's something that I think that there's a lot of truth to that. I kind of said it in a joking fashion, but I mean, I see it all the time with depression and other things. And there's some physiology behind why we think that works. Let me ask you about, because you mentioned fat. So there's different thoughts on how much fat we should eat. Some people are very much, we're going to eat in a ketogenic ratio. We're going to eat 80% of our calories coming from fat. There's other people that, like myself included, that don't necessarily do that. What are your thoughts on protein and fat? How much is it pretty intuitive, or do you sit there and say, I want to get a certain percentage of fat every day? How does that work for you?
Very funny. I actually thought you're going to ask me this question because I didn't want to go all over the place with it. So I'm going to tell you, I think one of the things you told me in the very beginning, you said, listen to your body. And I told you I'm eating a lot of protein. I'm eating a lot of steak. I feel I'm just eating a lot. This was in the very beginning when I tried to be carnivore. And I will follow the same thing till now. I will always listen to my body. I don't do the micro nutrition behind my diet at all. I would never go studying how much protein I need, how much fat do I need. I don't do this. There is a period of my life where I increased the fat because I wanted to, and my size did increase. And this was with my working out, and this was like during just my lifestyle my body wanted me to eat more fat, and I wasn't feeling bad about it. And I noticed my size increased, and I did decrease the fat then because I didn't feel very comfortable with my size increase, and my size went back to where I liked it to be. So I think we have to be aware with the fat percentage once we play with it that we intake, but it's not that big of a deal. If you add extra butter to your diet and then you decided that you're not liking the end results in your body, you can just decrease it again, and it's not big of a deal. But again, yeah, I listen to my body when it comes to my food. No micro nutrition at all. And the fat it can make you gain weight, and it can size, because I don't ever step on the scale, and it can make you lose size if you decrease it. Yeah, but I have fats every day. I do love fats. I eat them every day.
Right. I think the fats are essential. And the question is, how much do you need? And I think that's something that people debate about. I tend to be a little bit, hands off in that. And, I do believe that intuition will tell us a lot, unless you've got like a exact body fat you want to hit, then you can be a little more sort of, calculating on what you do. What do you miss about Kuwait? Is there anything you miss about the place?
Since my clients maybe will view this, or someone I know, what do I miss? I'm so happy here. Let me repeat this again. I'm really happy. I feel like I landed here in the right time for my personal life, and in general, I'm so attached to here right now that I feel I'm so happy and grateful. What do I miss there? I think my apartment, because I spent a lot of time in it, and I think it was beautiful. Sound weird when I'm saying this, but I don't know what else. But I'm very happy here right now, really. So I'm very grateful that I'm here. Yeah.
And
I miss
how are your kids? How are your kids adjusting? How are your kids adjusting? Are they enjoying it here now?
Oh my God, they love it. Outside was too hot for them to play. Now they are just outside all the time. And I love how I see them dirty from nature, like playing outside and having all this mud around them. I think it just gives me that good feeling. I don't ever complain when I see them like this. Very active. They love it. They love it so much.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. Now, how about your kiddos? Are they, how do you feed those guys?
Cool. So yeah, no, they are not fully carnivore. I have to admit that there are things I can't change from the root yet, but I could tell you that right now that they are watching me, they are changing 80% to meat. So I used to cook before for me the main meat, and for them the sometimes I would do rice for them. I would do broccoli or something. I know you specifically hate broccoli, but like I will do that side vegetable things that they are liking the most. And now I would see them when they don't eat the rice, they don't eat the vegetables, and they would come to my dish and they would want my food. My older son, Adam, he loves my steak. He loves the steak so much now. He eats half of what I cook for myself. Um, Actually, all my kids now that they are growing up, from last time we chatted till now, I see the kids are approaching a lot of eggs, approaching a lot of hot dogs, approaching a lot of steak, approaching a lot of chicken, and I end up with anything else I cooked on the side, as in not really being eaten. Outside food, let's talk about fast food. They do love McDonald's, they do love French fries that comes from outside, but I would also say that I don't get them soda when they eat from outside, always water. But I would also say that if there's anything left in their food, that would be the French fries. They will not eat the French fries. And this big change comparing to how they used to be.
Yeah, and that's something, I think all of us kid around, you send a kid to a birthday party, they load up on cake and cookies and, juice or soda, and then you see how their mood changes. They're either uncontrollable, and then then they crash, and then they're kind of, moody and grouchy and stuff. And so
But
I think we can see it in our kids for sure. I mean, anybody says that sugar's not addictive, you just got to look at kids. They're like, they're bouncing, they're like jumping up and down to get their sugar fix. It's
yeah,
kind of
I
crazy.
cut sugar from the house as much as I can. Like, I don't bring any temptations in front of their eyes. But there is times where they want to eat pizza in the weekend, or they hang out with a friend that they met down here, and the parents always in the weekend order pizza. I will never tell the kids, guys, don't eat it, it's bread. Like, I would be like, okay, you know what, they can do this. By time they will understand more of their health value. But during most of the days now, I'm very grateful. The kids are not into sugar. The kids will tell you no to ice cream. They will say no to sweets more than I've ever seen them. I would say way more before COVID. Before COVID, till this date, I feel the kids, because they stayed at home for a very long time, they developed a whole mentality that's different with food approach than before. Like, they are not into sweets and wanting it, or even eating rice as much or pasta as much. Yeah, they love meat more.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to teach the children that meat is part of the diet, and it's good nutrition, and it's important. Whereas some people are teaching them the opposite, that it's unnecessary and we shouldn't eat it, and it's bad for us, bad for the planet, it kills animals, all those types of things, which is the messaging that a lot of kids are being subjected to, which is unfortunately probably going to damage a lot of people, I think. And I think we're going to have a lot of issues with behavioral issues, with mental health issues, and physical issues as well. And I think it's unfortunately a shame. We've almost run through our time here. I'll tell you what, let me give you an opportunity, Sarah. So can you share with us, for people who want to, visit with you, where to find you, maybe social media, if you have a website, if they wanted to utilize your services for fitness and mindset type stuff, where do they go?
Absolutely. So I have, of course, my social media page, my Instagram page, Coach Sara Abaza. And I also have upcoming beautiful app that I will put my workouts on, my mindset courses on, and I will continuously update it. I will also have Carnivore actually I'm looking for a carnivore chef or a carnivore nutrition who can add their own recipes, because I'm not that good of a cook. I only cook steaks and eggs and raw livers. So if somebody else would to participate, add the recipes to my app, and like a variety of foods that people can work out from my workouts and do their mindset following up from the app, and they add their nutrition tips from carnivore community or their dishes and recipes, I would be more than happy to collaborate. So the app will be launching very soon, and everything related to it will be in my social media page, which is Coach Sara Abaza on Instagram. I also have a website, www.saraabaza.com. So this is all I have.
Well, awesome. Well, that's wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what, thank you so much. And like you, I mostly just cook steak, I mean, I can do some of the other things, but I mean, it's for me, I mean, 99% of what I eat is either steak and eggs or something like that. Anyway, thank you so much. Well, welcome to the United States. Welcome to Florida. Hopefully you enjoy it and continue up your good work, and let's hook back up again down the road and see how things are going, if you don't mind.
Of course. Thank you so much, Dr. Shawn. Thank you for the carnivore community. I wish for everyone a beautiful new year and holidays. I'm grateful and thankful I came at this time of the year too. I hope you guys benefited from a few things I said, or everything I said, and I'm looking forward to see you guys again. We'll always be in touch.
Okay, thanks. Have a great holidays. Bye-bye, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Join Revero.health for a 30-day free trial to get access to live Q&A with VIP guests, social community meetings, member discounts, low-carb healthcare providers list, forum, workouts, monthly challenges, early access to podcasts, recipes, carnivore diet guide, fasting guide, shred guide, and much more.